Our story begins in the middle of a vast, unforgiving ocean. Three friends, Kaisley, Paris, and Bockley, are clinging to life in a tiny lifeboat. Their ship is gone, swallowed by a storm, and they're drifting toward a certain end. But just as hope starts to flicker out, an island emerges from the horizon like a miracle. They row with every ounce of strength they have left, eventually collapsing onto the sand. But as they look around, the relief quickly turns into an eerie chill. The island is silent. No birds, no rustling leaves, just an empty, haunting stillness. Suddenly, a man named Pingal appears. He seems friendly enough, welcoming them to his home and offering food. While they eat, Kaisley asks for a signal fire to be lit, hoping to catch the attention of any other survivors. Pingal agrees, but there's a flicker in his eyes that suggests he knows no one is coming. Kaisley is badly injured from the crash, so Pingal leads him to Douglas, the island's self-appointed medic. On the way, they spot a young girl acting strange. She's twitchy, distant, almost feral. Pingal brushes it off, but you can feel the tension in the air. As the friends settle in, they notice something bizarre. There are over 40 houses on this island, but only 4 people. Pingal, his daughter Kororag, Douglas, and his nephew Lambie. Where did everyone go? Douglas claims the land turned barren and families simply moved away, leaving them behind because this is their home. It sounds like a reasonable explanation, right? But how do 4 people survive on a dead island with no resources and no contact with the outside world? That night, the silence is broken. Bockley hears a sound and steps outside, only to find Kororag staring at him with an expression that isn't human. It's enough to send him sprinting back inside, realizing that whatever is happening here is far from normal. By morning, the trio decides they need the truth. They split up to explore, ignoring Douglas's cryptic warning that the island is dangerous for those who don't know its secrets. As the sun sets, the island transforms. The empty houses start to feel like gravestones. 2 of them make it back to the cabin, but Paris, who has terrible eyesight, gets lost in the darkening woods. When the others try to go back out for him, Douglas stops them. He tells them Paris is safer where he is. Think about that for a second. What kind of place is safer in the dark forest than inside a house? While Paris is stumbling through the trees, he keeps seeing a girl in white. She's everywhere and nowhere, appearing behind trees and then vanishing. Back at the house, the mystery deepens. The friends find a hidden diary in Douglas's room, and the entries are chilling. It reveals that this island has no record in history. It shouldn't exist. Yet, every ship that passes by ends up wrecked, and every person who sets foot on this shore dies. The next morning, the horror becomes real. Pingal finds Paris's body washed up on the shore. Now, it's no longer about exploring. It's about a desperate race to survive. The survivors realize there's a third presence on the island, something unseen that controls everything. That night, the 2 girls approach them, acting seductive and strange, but it's clearly a trap. The friends decide to make a break for it. They reach their boat, heart pounding, thinking they're seconds away from freedom. But then, a fog rolls in. Thick, heavy, and suffocating. You can't see your own hand in front of your face. Suddenly, they hear Paris's voice screaming for help from the water. It sounds so real, they almost jump in. But Pingal stops them just in time. He finally drops the mask and tells them the terrifying truth. This island has existed since before the sea itself. Years ago, a beautiful girl named Parsi lived here. The villagers believed she was a goddess in human form, and as long as she was happy, the island prospered. But humanity's darkness ruined everything. A man attacked her, and because she was in human form, she couldn't defend herself. She died, but her spirit never left. Filled with a vengeful rage, she cursed the island, possessing the women and turning them against the men. She wiped out every father, son, and brother. She kept these 4 alive only so the island wouldn't be forgotten. Because if no one lives here, no one will ever come for her to kill. The realization hits like a physical blow. They aren't guests, they're prey. That night, Kororag sneaks into Kaisley's room. For the first time, she speaks clearly, begging him to leave before the spirit claims him. He follows her into the woods and witnesses something that would break anyone's mind. Her body contorting and changing as the spirit takes total control. A gunshot rings out. The next morning, Bockley is found dead. Now, Kaisley is the last one left. Douglas and Pingal, perhaps feeling a final shred of humanity, tell Kaisley he has one chance. They give him earplugs and a final life-saving warning. No matter what you hear, do not listen. If you answer the voices, she has you. Kaisley gets into the boat and rows. The island begins to fade, but then he sees them, 3 figures standing on the cliffs. Parsi is in the center, flanked by the 2 girls, chanting a haunting melody that bypasses his ears and goes straight into his soul. The fog returns. The voices of his dead friends, Paris and Bockley, start pleading with him. They sound so heartbroken, so cold, so real. Despite the earplugs, the psychological weight is too much. Kaisley loses his grip and plunges into the freezing water. On the cliffs, something unexpected happens. The 2 girls, who have been puppets for so long, look down at him. In a final act of rebellion against the goddess, they choose to jump to their own deaths, breaking Parsi's hold on them and weakening her power over the island. The fog lifts, the voices stop, and here is where Kaisley shows his true survival instinct. He didn't jump because he was possessed. He jumped because he realized that if the goddess thought he was dead, she would stop hunting him. He swims back to the boat under the cover of the waves and rows until his hands bleed. He escapes the cursed mist and hits the open sea, leaving the nightmare behind. But back on the shore, Pingal and Douglas are left in a silent world. Their daughter's gone, waiting for the next ship to wander too close. Kaisley made it out, but at what cost? He lost his friends, his sanity, and he'll forever wonder if he's truly free. It makes you wonder, did he actually outsmart a goddess? Or did the island simply let him go so he could tell the world and lure more victims to its shores? What do you think? Is he safe? Or is the curse just beginning? Thanks for watching.